For more than a decade, Nadiya Hussain was one of the BBC's most recognizable faces. Now, the TV chef is at the center of a growing row over why her time with the broadcaster came to an end. The 41-year-old, who shot to fame after winning the Great British Bake Off in 2015, says she still hasn't been given a clear explanation for why her shows were quietly dropped last June. This week, she suggested her Muslim faith played a role in the decision, claiming parts of the television industry are broken and that her religion may have made some people uncomfortable. But BBC insiders strongly reject that idea. According to sources who spoke to the Daily Mail, Hussain's departure had nothing to do with her heritage. Instead, they describe her decade-long run as a natural chapter that simply reached its conclusion. The BBC, they say, regularly refreshes its food programming and looks to introduce new talent. One insider pointed out that Hussain fronted multiple series celebrating her background, including the Chronicles of Nadiya and Nadiya's Asian Odyssey, arguing that the broadcaster had consistently embraced her identity rather than shied away from it. A separate industry source offered a more blunt assessment. They claim Hussain's popularity has cooled in recent years and that she hasn't quite built on the explosive momentum that followed her Bake Off victory. While she secured book deals, endorsements, and several TV projects, critics suggest newer culinary personalities are now capturing audience attention. Some also allege her recipes began to feel repetitive, and that she became more difficult to work with as her fame grew. Those claims are firmly disputed by supporters, but they highlight the divide between Hussain's public comments and the narrative emerging from inside broadcasting circles. Meanwhile, the BBC is promoting fresh faces in its food lineup, including Scottish chef Lorna McNee and Northern Irish chef Alex Green, both of whom have strong ties to Great British Menu. Observers note that Hussain once enjoyed similar backing when she first became a household name. Despite the public disagreement, the BBC has said she remains a much-valued part of the BBC family, though no new programs are currently planned. Away from television, Hussain surprised many by taking a job as a teaching assistant at a local primary school following her exit from the broadcaster. She described the role as one of the most rewarding experiences of her life. However, she later stepped down, explaining in an emotional social media video that her weakened immune system made the classroom environment too challenging for her health. Financially, Hussain appears secure. Company accounts show her business assets sit at close to £2 million, largely driven by cookbook sales, which are expected to remain her main source of income. So where does this leave her? On one side, a presenter who feels sidelined and questions whether faith played a part. On the other, a broadcaster insisting the decision was routine and creative, not personal. What's clear is this: Nadiya Hussain's journey, from Bake Off champion to best-selling author, TV star, and now vocal critic of the industry, is far from over. The next chapter may not be on the BBC, but it's unlikely to be out of the spotlight.